Hi, today I am going to discussing about types of tissues and its functions. You know that our human body is made up of billions of cells. However, there is a more specific way to describe what makes up the body. The body is made up of several different types of human body tissues. But what exactly does that mean? Human body tissue is another way of describing how our cells are grouped together in a highly organized manner according to specific structure and function. This grouping of cells form tissues which makes organs and various parts of the body. For example, muscle tissue. It is one of the four types of human body tissue. In this section, we are learning about types of tissue and its function. There are four main different types of tissues. First one is muscle tissue, and the second one is epithelial tissue, and the third one is connective tissue, and the last one is nervous tissue. So, how are these tissue types differs? Let's discuss about one by one for better understanding. First, let's look at muscle tissue. Muscle tissues are made up of excitable cells that are long and fibrous in nature. These cells are ready for contraction or the activation of tension in muscle. It makes possible for us to move our body parts. Functions of muscle tissue. In the muscular system, muscle tissue is categorized into three distinct types. The first one is skeletal muscle, second one is cardiac muscle, and the third one is smooth muscle. Each type of muscle tissue in the human body has unique structure and specific role. In the case of skeletal muscle, it has to move the bones and other structures. For example, facial expression. In the case of cardiac muscle, it helps to contract the heart to pump the blood. Next, smooth muscle. The contraction of smooth muscle constricts the blood vessels, that is, reduces the diameter of vessel they surround. In this particularly important in the digestive system, in which action of smooth muscle helps to move food along the gastrointestinal tract as well as breaking the food down further. Smooth muscles are also contributes to moving fluids through the body to elimination of indigestible matters from the GI system. Now let's see the epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissues are made up of epithelial cells. These tissues line the cavities and surface of blood vessels and organs throughout the body. It is a protective cover for the body in the form of skin. The main functions of epithelial tissues are to protect the tissues that lie beneath it from radiation, toxins, pathogens and any physical trauma. The second function is the regulation and exchange of chemicals between the underlying tissues and the body cavity. The third function of epithelial tissue is the secretion of hormone into the blood vascular system and the secretion of sweat, mucus, enzymes, etc. and other products that are delivered by ducts. The fourth function of the epithelial tissue is to provide sensation. These all are the main functions of epithelial tissue. Let's see the connective tissue. It is one of the four types of biological tissue that supports, connects or separates different types of tissues and organs in the body. It is found in between the tissues everywhere in the body, including the nervous system. In central nervous system, the three outer membranes that envelop the brain, spinal cord are composed of connective tissue. Connective tissue is having three main components. The first component is fibers and the second component is ground substance. The last component is cell. Connective tissue has a wide variety of functions that depends on the type of cells and the different classes of fibers involved. The first class of fibers are loose and dense irregular connective tissue, formed mainly by fibroblasts and collagen fibers, have an important role in providing a medium for oxygen and nutrients to diffuse from capillaries to cells, and carbon dioxide and waste substance to diffuse from cells back into the circulation. They also allows organs to resist stretching and tearing forces. The second fiber is dense and regular connective tissue, which forms organized structures. It is major function components of tendon, ligaments, and ankylosing, and it is also found in highly specialized organs such as the cornea. The third fiber is reticular fiber, which helps to support the parenchyma. The fourth one is loose and connective tissues. It provides the ground for starting inflammatory and immune response upon the detection of antigen. The last tissue is nervous tissue. It is the main component of two parts of nervous system. The brain, spinal cord of the central nervous system, and the branching peripheral nerves of the peripheral nervous system, CNS and PNS. It regulates and controls bodily function and activities. The nerve tissues or nervous tissues, it is composed of neurons or nerve cells which receive and transmit impulses or neuroglia, also known as a glial cells or more commonly as just glia, which assist the propagation of the nerve impulses as well as providing nutrients to the neurons. Please subscribe the channel for more videos.